Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Christina. So today I'm bringing you my I'm bringing you my April wrap-ups. I don't know why I keep saying March. It's April. Yeah. Ever since this whole quarantine thing, like, I've literally lost track of all months. So if I say March in the video, please forgive me. I mean April. This is my April wrap-up for the O.W.Ls. For the magical readathon that I participated in, that is hosted by Book Roast. I did complete each prompt, which I'm very proud of myself about doing, and I did it in a reasonable amount of time. And I took my time, but I also finished every book that I was supposed to finish for the month of April. So yeah, if you're interested in watching what I read, then please keep on watching. Okay, so I finished A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars, guys. Like, I am so glad that I picked this book up. It literally just, I could not stop reading it, and when I put it down, like, I wanted to pick it back up. Like, it was just really good. I did listen to this on audio along with reading along with it. So yeah, we do follow Feyre, who is a girl that gets taken from her home because she has killed a high fae. And so the high fae's friend goes and takes Feyre from her home and pretty much gives her an ultimatum. She either has to give a life for a life since she killed the high fae, or she can go with him. It's a beast that comes and picks her up from her home, so that's all she sees is like this monstrous beast. She agrees to go with him and has already put in her mind that she's going to try to escape. So any kind of information that she gets from here on out, as soon as she goes to his land, which is Prithia. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm probably saying it wrong. But when she goes to his land, she's going to try and figure out as much information as she can to escape and make it back home. Because once she catches a surreal, she soon discovers that being with him is the only safe option for her in this land that she's in his world. So she does that. She stops trying to fight him, and she stops trying to find ways to escape, and she just, stays back and kind of opens up a little bit more. And soon this is where she starts developing a little bit more feelings for him, because they start understanding one another. She starts seeing how they are a lot alike, and they both start developing feelings for one another, and until she learns also that there is a blight that is poisoning his land and will soon eventually go onto her land. Tamlin wants to send her back home because he feels like it's just safer for her to go back home. But while she's back at home, with the blight on the loose and spreading and getting more intense, she just can't shake the feeling that she needs to go back to Tamlin. So that's exactly what she does. Is she goes back to Tamlin after he sends her home. She goes back to him because she wants to help him save his land, and just because she's fallen in love with him and he loves her too. So that's what she does. She goes back to try and help him save his land and get his people back and get his kingdom back. So the next book I picked up for one of my prompts is Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell. Yeah, we follow two characters, Josiah and Deja. They are living their last moment in the pumpkin patch where they work. They want to kind of make the best of it, because not only is it their last night there, the pumpkin patch will be closing for the season, it's their last time working here because they'll be going off to college. So Deja has made it her mission to get her friend Josiah to finally buck up and go and talk to the girl he's had a crush on for 3 years that he's worked here at the pumpkin patch. So throughout this story, they are sidelined with a bunch of other little missions that they come across with trying to get him to his girl, but also they discover a little bit more about each other. And yeah, overall this was a very cute read. It's just very much that two friends on a mission to try to get one friend to finally buck up and have that courage to just finally do something for themselves. Alright, so we are here to talk about the next book that I finished for the month of April, and that is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. We follow a girl named Jude, her and her twin sister Tyrion, they also have an older sister named Vivian. They got taken away from their home in the mortal world to go to this fairyland to live amongst the fae, the fae folk. Jude and Tyrion have to pretty much face the other fae folk, and pretty much defend themselves on a daily. I did read that throughout this whole story, like, the folk people hate humans, especially the people that they are surrounded by, like the prince and all his little friends. Like, they despise them. They think that they're no more than trash, that they are just there for one purpose and one purpose only. And yeah, so that's one reason why I could not like get into this book, because how bad they like bullied these girls, especially Jude. But I will say Jude is pretty tough and she like kicks ass. That's pretty much what you get throughout the whole story, is Jude having to fight off these fae folk that want to kill her or want to torture her or just belittle her. And it just got so frustrating reading that constantly, until we get to where coronation happens and there's going to be a new king. So with that, she happens to stumble across an opportunity that she takes up, and she thinks she's doing the right thing until she learns that it really wasn't the right thing to do. So now she's trying to rewrite her wrongs and try to do the right thing for the fae folk, fairy people, because not even though she gets bullied and tortured and tormented, like, she loves the fairyland, like she loves it and she wants to be part of it, but she keeps getting pushed aside because she's human. So like I said, she gets an opportunity that she takes up, but finds out that it just wasn't the opportunity that she expected. So now she's trying to save the kingdom from getting put in the wrong hands of a bad ruler. So that is my final thoughts on this. I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. I literally was gonna rate it a 2.5, but I decided to give it a 3 because of Jude. Alright guys, so jumping into the next book that I finished for this month, I read Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief. This is the first book of this series by Rick Riordan. I will say I have seen the movies. So yeah, the only small critique I have about this book is that the character Percy Jackson in the story is 12 years old, and then the Percy Jackson in the movies is like a teenager. So that kind of threw me off a little bit. But other than that, like, I really enjoyed this book. I really enjoy like mythical stories with mythical monsters and gods and goddesses. So yeah, here we follow Percy Jackson, who is the son of Poseidon and pretty much has to go to the camp for demigods so that way he can be protected. But then he soon learns that he has to go on a quest to save his mom and the world. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to this story. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was really cute. I got through it really quick. It is a middle grade book, so I got through it really fast. I want to continue this series. I thought it was really fun, and like I said, I love mythology, so this is definitely a good read for me, and I'm glad I picked it up finally. Yeah, that's all I have to say about this one. I'm not gonna go too in depth with it because I'm pretty sure a lot of you have already read this book before, or the series, or yeah. So I really enjoyed this book, so I did give it a 5 out of 5. Yeah, I gave it a 5 out of 5 on Goodreads. The next book I will be talking to you guys about is Meet Cute. Some people are destined to meet. This is by various authors. So yeah, I rated this book a 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I was kind of leaning towards 2.5, but I did decide to give it a 3 because there were some stories in this book that were really good. So I felt like that was a 3-star worthy in my opinion. So in this book we follow different stories. It's a bunch of short stories based out of like relationships, but not only relationships. There are friendships that evolved. There are people who are truly finding themselves and just accepting who they are type of stories. So yeah, and there definitely are female relationship, male relationship, and then your usual female male relationship. Some of the stories felt very fast and unfinished, and then there were some really good stories in here. I do like the diversity in this, especially with the girl relationship, and then also with the boy relationship. There's a transgender story in here. that I absolutely loved. I thought it was really cute, and not only was it cute, it was kind of like powerful as well. So yeah, that was one of the stories in this book that I really enjoyed. And then also like body empowerment also is one of the stories in this book. That we do deal with a character that is plus size and has a friend who is a little bit smaller than her, so she's always felt a little bit out of place, being that her friend obviously is smaller than her in size. So she actually just comes to terms with just embracing her body and who she is, and she knows that she's just that girl. So yeah, that's really all I can say about this story. There are so many stories in this book, and like I said, some of them were very unfinished and very like not all that good, and then there were a few in there that were pretty good, like the ones that I've already mentioned before. But I do like the diversity, and I would have enjoyed this book had it been a little bit more put together, I guess I can say. But overall, I feel like it's something good if you are looking to kind of, if you're the type of person that likes like short stories, I feel like you might enjoy this a little bit better. I gave it a 3 stars. I feel like it's definitely worth still picking up if you're just looking for something quick to read and something with a little bit more different stories and within a book. So yeah, so the last 2 books that I read for the owls, the magical readathon for my owls, were these graphic novels. These are The Paper Girls 1 and 2 by Brian K. Vaughan and Cliff Chang. I believe that's who the authors are. But yeah, so my thoughts are pretty much the same going into this book. I don't know, like I don't really know what's going on. I know we follow the main character Erin, who her and her friends, they're paper girls, which they deliver paper to the neighborhood. And the first one is based out in 1988, where some strange activity happens to where it's almost like an end of the world type of vibe. But I think I'm getting people from another timeline are bouncing back and they're trying to take over. So they ended up bouncing back to the 80s, and these girls ended up being in the middle of all that. So yeah, I really don't know what's going on in the story, and the second one is no better. So I did give this book a 3 out of 5 stars, both of them. The art in here is so gorgeous, like I love it. I will say though, like the volume 2 kind of caught my interest a little bit more towards the end, and in this one they jumped from 1988 to 2016. So yeah, but other than that, like I feel like I should continue the series, because the book was bad, but the ending wasn't. I don't know, it doesn't make sense at all. But I do have a question though, for you guys. I did finish The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, and if you've seen my reading vlog, you know I didn't have the best time reading this book. So I'm asking you guys if I should continue with the series, or if I should just, if I wasn't feeling the first one, I wouldn't be, I mean like the second and third one aren't going to be any better. So I would personally really like for you guys to let me know, like, is this series really worth me continuing? Because if not, I will unhaul this and forget about it. I did read another book and I completely forgot about it, and that was a graphic novel, another graphic novel. This is the Rick and Morty graphic novel, volume 1. You guys, like I'm so glad I picked this up. I found this at half price books, so I got it like for fairly inexpensive. I don't even know, I think it was like $8, if not less than that. But yeah, if you guys watch Rick and Morty, you know that Rick is a scientist who is a space traveler, so he like loops his grandson into like doing things with him. This is a very adult graphic novel, but I love this cartoon. Me and my husband, like, this is our show to watch together. Yeah, it's funny. Reading this story reading this graphic novel made me so happy, because I literally could hear Rick and Morty's voice the whole time I was reading it, and like I just I just freaking love Rick. Like, he's my all-time favorite. He's super aggressive and super blunt, and he's just, I don't know, I can't wait to pick more volumes up in the Rick and Morty series, because I like the cartoon. I love the cartoon, and I enjoyed this one very much, and like it did not disappoint. Okay, so that is it, you guys. I don't have my journal with me to let you guys know how much I read for the month, but I'll leave it somewhere in the screen for like pages I read for the month. I've been keeping up with that, and I would like to share it with you guys just to show you guys how much I read for the month. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my wrap up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Give it a big thumbs up if you did like this video, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.